Commanders fans, welcome back to the channel. Our team is constantly looking to improve, constantly working to get better, because we all know one thing. The goal is to bring winning football back to Washington. That's why I'm here with another big update you're gonna want to hear. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button right now, and if you love staying locked in with all things burgundy and gold, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any of our breaking news, insider updates, and deep dives. All right, let's talk about the story that has every Commanders fan buzzing, the quarterback situation. The streak is over. Jayden Daniels, who was on the field every single week of his rookie year and played the first 2 games of the 2025 season, will not suit up this Sunday. Daniels sprained his knee in that tough Week 2 loss, and while he gave it a go in limited practice, head coach Dan Quinn officially ruled him out against the Raiders. It's disappointing, no question. Daniels is the reigning offensive rookie of the year, and he's the face of this franchise. Fans love him, teammates rally behind him, and honestly, he's the reason Washington feels like it's building something special again. But Quinn and this coaching staff are making the right move. They're taking a cautious approach. We've got a long season ahead, and the last thing anyone wants is Daniels pushing too hard too soon and risking something worse. So, who steps up? Enter Marcus Mariota. The veteran quarterback has been taking first-team reps all week, and he's officially been named the starter for Week 3. He'll have Josh Johnson backing him up in Las Vegas. This is Mariota's 75th career start, and it comes against a team he knows well, the Raiders. Remember, he spent 2 seasons with them back in 2020 and 2021. At 31 years old, Mariota has been through ups and downs in his career. Drafted number 2 overall, starter in Tennessee, then stints with the Raiders, Falcons, and Eagles before landing here in Washington. Last season, he played just 100 snaps behind Daniels, but now this is his chance to show what he can do when the spotlight is fully on him. And let's not ignore the contract angle here. Mariota signed 1-year deals in back-to-back seasons with the Commanders. This year, he's making $8 million, and what he does in this stretch could decide whether he sticks around as Daniels' backup long-term or has to search for another home next offseason. So believe me, Mariota has plenty of motivation to go out and perform. Here's the reality, Commanders fans. Our passing game hasn't looked sharp through the first 2 weeks, even with Daniels under center. We're ranked at the bottom of the league in receiver separation. Let me say that again, the worst overall separation score in the NFL. That's not what you want when you've invested in weapons like Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel. Noah Brown has been the lone bright spot statistically, but McLaurin, Deebo, and Jalen Lane have all been in the negatives when it comes to creating space. That means Daniels, and now Mariota, have been throwing into tight windows almost every snap. You could have Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes back there, and the offense would still sputter if receivers can't shake free. Offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury admitted it this week. He said the unit is still a work in progress, and that makes sense when you think about it. New offensive line, new weapons, McLaurin missed time before the season, and the chemistry just isn't fully there yet. But Kingsbury also made it clear these are fixable problems. Scheme adjustments, sharper routes, better execution. And what better chance to show improvement than against a Raiders secondary that's been giving up plays all season long? So let's talk about Mariota specifically. What does he bring that could actually help this offense right now? For one, mobility. No, he's not as explosive as Daniels, nobody is, but Mariota can extend plays with his legs. That could be huge behind an offensive line that's still finding its rhythm. He's also a veteran who's been in multiple systems. That knowledge and calmness could help stabilize things if the Raiders dial up pressure. But let's be real, Mariota isn't being asked to suddenly become the franchise guy. His job is simple: manage the offense, take care of the football, and trust the playmakers. And that's where this gets interesting. Sometimes a backup QB coming in actually forces the offense to simplify and get back to basics. Quick passes, rhythm throws, leaning on the run game. That might be exactly what this team needs right now to settle down and find its identity. Now, I know the big question on everyone's mind. How long is Jayden Daniels going to be out? Coach Quinn hasn't given a firm timeline, and that's smart. A sprained knee can be tricky, and recovery depends on how the joint responds to treatment and rest. The fact that Daniels was limited in practice is encouraging. It means this isn't a season-ending type of injury. But with 15 games left, the Commanders are right to be patient. Let's be honest, this season is more than just making the playoffs. It's about developing Daniels into the kind of quarterback who can carry this franchise for the next decade. Rushing him back for one game in September would be short-sighted. Keeping him healthy for January and beyond is the priority. So what does Washington have to do right now, with or without Daniels, to get this offense clicking? The answer is clear. Receivers need to create separation, and the offensive line needs to give the quarterback a fighting chance. Through 2 games, Daniels' completion percentage sits at 59.7, the lowest of his career so far. But when you break down the tape, you see the problem isn't just him. He's scanning, he's buying time, but guys aren't open. And when they are, it's sometimes been a step too late or a throw just a bit off. It's been a collective issue. This is where McLaurin needs to step up. He's still the engine of this passing game, but he has only 75 yards and no touchdowns so far. Deebo Samuel was brought in to be a difference maker, but he hasn't broken free just yet. If those two can't start making defenses pay, it won't matter who's throwing the ball. The matchup this weekend is fascinating. Vegas knows Mariota well, and you can bet they'll test him early. Expect pressure, expect disguised coverages. But the Commanders have an opportunity here. The Raiders' secondary isn't exactly locked down. This could be the breakout game McLaurin and Deebo need to reestablish themselves as one of the league's most dangerous duos. And if Mariota can simply be efficient, hit the throws that are there, avoid turnovers, and maybe use his legs to keep drives alive, Washington can absolutely come out with a win. After a major overhaul of the offensive line this offseason, Washington is still searching for the right combination to protect their quarterbacks and establish a rhythm in the run game. Through the first 2 weeks, the unit hasn't lived up to expectations. Left tackle Laramie Tunsil, the all-pro who was brought in to protect Jaden Daniels' blindside, has been rock solid. Tyler Biadasz has held steady at center. And rookie Josh Connerly Jr., while showing flashes of brilliance, is still learning the ropes as a first-year starter at right tackle.
The real problem has been inside, particularly at guard. Brandon Coleman, who shifted to left guard, and Nick Allegretti, who flipped to right guard, have struggled badly. Between the two, they've allowed 17 pressures in just 2 games. Neither has a Pro Football Focus pass blocking grade higher than 40.0. Simply put, that's not going to cut it. The Commanders knew changes had to be made, and they're turning to a familiar face. According to Fox Sports' Jordan Schultz, the Commanders will insert veteran Andrew Wiley into the lineup at right guard. Now, let's break this down. Wiley has been in the league 8 years. He's got 88 career starts under his belt. Most recently, he's been playing at right tackle, including with the Commanders last season. But earlier in his career, he logged nearly 2,000 snaps at right guard. That versatility is exactly why Washington signed him in the first place. This move is less about experimenting and more about stabilizing. The coaching staff is hoping Wiley can give them more consistency than Allegretti, while also helping rookie Josh Connerly adjust on the edge. Because here's the reality. When your guard is getting pushed back into the pocket, it doesn't matter how athletic your rookie tackle is. The whole right side collapses. By putting Wiley at right guard, the Commanders are banking on veteran experience, toughness, and reliability to calm things down. The timing of this decision is no coincidence. Washington is heading into Week 3 without Jaden Daniels, who's sidelined with a knee sprain. That means Marcus Mariota will be under center. And for Mariota to succeed, protection is key. Mariota doesn't have the same explosive playmaking ability that Daniels brings. He's not going to erase broken plays with his legs at the same level. He needs a clean pocket and a chance to work through his reads. If Wiley can steady that right side, it could be the difference between the offense moving the ball or sputtering again. Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking. What about Samuel Cosmi? Cosmi, of course, emerged as one of the best right guards in football over the past 2 seasons, but he tore his ACL late last year, and he started this season on the physically unable to perform list. He's eligible to return after week 4, but here's the tough truth. It's going to be an uphill battle for him to make it back this year. The injury came so late in 2024 that expecting him to be the same player this season might be asking too much. That makes Wiley's move to guard even more important, because whether Cosmi returns or not, Washington needs stability now. Let's also talk about Wiley's perspective here. Remember, he lost his starting job to Josh Connerly in training camp. He even took a pay cut entering the last year of his contract. For a veteran, that's tough. But now he's got a chance to reestablish himself. If Wiley plays well at right guard, it not only helps the Commanders, but it could also revive his value around the league heading into free agency. In other words, this is a win-win opportunity. The team gets needed stability, and Wiley gets a shot at proving he still belongs as a starter in the NFL. Some fans might hear this and think, it's just a guard swap. How big of a deal can it really be? But in the NFL, trench play is everything. You win or lose games at the line of scrimmage. And through 2 weeks, Washington's offensive struggles can be traced back to breakdowns up front. Jaden Daniels, even before his injury, was running for his life. The receivers weren't getting separation, and the offensive line wasn't giving Daniels time to let routes develop. If you fix the protection, suddenly everything opens up. Play action becomes more effective, the run game can find a rhythm, and the receivers get those extra half seconds they need to break free. So yes, sliding Wiley into right guard is a huge move, because it's about more than just one player. It's about unlocking the entire offense. Here's the reality, Commanders fans. This team is still a work in progress. We saw the front office go out and completely rebuild this line for a reason. Protecting Daniels is priority number 1. And while the early returns haven't been perfect, the coaching staff isn't afraid to make adjustments on the fly. If Wiley can provide stability, and if this group can start to gel over the next few weeks, Washington has a chance to put the early season struggles behind them. Remember, this is still a team with big aspirations. The defense is stout, the skill positions are loaded, and once Daniels is back healthy, this offense could take off, if the offensive line does its job. So here's where we stand. Jaden Daniels is out, Marcus Mariota is in, and the offense has something to prove. Is this a setback? Sure, but it's also an opportunity. An opportunity for Mariota to show he still belongs. An opportunity for the receivers to finally step up. And most importantly, an opportunity for this team to show resilience. The kind of resilience you need if you're going to be playing meaningful football in December and January. Now I want to hear from you. Do you believe Marcus Mariota can hold things down until Jaden Daniels is back? And what's your level of concern with the passing game right now? Do you think it's just early season rust, or is this a bigger problem we should be worried about? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be reading every single one of them. And once again, don't forget to smash that like button if you're fired up for Sunday, and subscribe to Commanders HQ so you never miss our exclusive updates. We're in this together, Commanders fans. Let's keep pushing forward.